There's something you've been meaning to do, maybe for days, maybe for months. You think about it constantly. You tell yourself, tomorrow. And tomorrow comes, and you do it again. You've read the articles, you've tried the schedules, you've set the alarms, and still nothing moves. So here's the question no one is asking. What if it's not about discipline at all? You know what procrastination feels like from the inside. It's not laziness. Lazy people don't feel bad. They don't sit in a kind of quiet guilt, staring at the thing they should be doing, unable to begin. That's not laziness. That's something stranger. Psychologists call it temporal self-continuity, the degree to which you feel connected to your future self. And here's what the research shows. Most people who chronically procrastinate don't feel like their future self is them. Brain imaging studies, particularly from UCLA, have found that when people think about themselves in the future, the neural activity looks strikingly similar to when they think about a stranger, not a close friend, a stranger. So when you try to do something hard today, something whose reward lives weeks or months ahead, you are, neurologically speaking, working for someone you don't fully know. And the brain doesn't sacrifice comfort for strangers. It never has. I want to say something clearly. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not behind. What you're experiencing is the output of a brain doing exactly what it was designed to do. The human brain is a prediction machine. It is always, constantly asking, is this safe? Is this worth it? Can I trust where this is going? When you procrastinate, your brain is not failing to work. It is working too well, just on the wrong problem. It's trying to protect you from spending energy on a future it doesn't believe in. That is not a character flaw. That is a trust problem. Here's the metaphor that makes this clear. Imagine you have a business partner. You've worked with them before, but every time you made a plan together, they changed it. Every time you committed to something, they renegotiated. Would you invest in them again? Would you put in effort today for a deal they promised to honor next month? Probably not. That's the relationship between your present self and your future self when procrastination becomes chronic. Your past self made promises. Your future self broke them, over and over. You said you'd start Monday. Monday came and you didn't. You said you'd wake up at 6. You slept until 9. You said this time would be different. It wasn't. And so your brain, the prediction machine, updated its model. It learned the future is not reliable. The future cannot be trusted. So why give the future anything today? This is what psychologists call present bias, the tendency to overvalue immediate comfort over delayed reward. But present bias isn't just impatience. At its root, it's a credibility collapse between who you are now and who you're supposed to become. The bridge between present and future has been weakened by broken promises, so your brain stops trying to cross it. So how do you rebuild the bridge? Not with willpower, not with motivation, with evidence, because trust is not given. Trust is accumulated, slowly through repeated, small proof that the future you is real. The first principle is to start embarrassingly small. Behavioral psychology calls this implementation intention. The goal is not to do the full thing. The goal is to make the brain believe you will. Don't say, I'll write for 2 hours. Say, I'll open the document. Don't say, I'll work out for an hour. Say, I'll put on my shoes. This is not about tricking yourself. It's about giving your future self a reputation worth believing in. Small completions rebuild trust. Every kept promise, no matter how minor, is a deposit into the credibility account between now and later. The second principle is to make your future self concrete. Research by Hal Hirschfield shows that when people see age-progressed photos of themselves, they allocate more money toward retirement. The future self became real to them. You can do this without a photo. Write to your future self. Describe them. Name what they feel. Name what they've built. Make them specific. The less abstract your future self is, the more your brain will protect them instead of abandoning them. The third principle is to shrink the time gap. The brain trusts what is near. If a reward feels 10 years away, your brain treats it like it belongs to a stranger. So compress the timeline. Instead of working toward a goal that lives in the future, ask, what is the version of this I can complete today? Not the final product, the proof of concept. One paragraph, one email, one session. Attach the reward to the beginning, not the end. This is called temptation bundling, pairing a task you resist with something your brain already values. The reward doesn't have to come at the finish line. It can come at the door. The fourth principle is to repair the relationship. When you break a commitment to yourself, don't ignore it. Name it. Say internally or on paper, I said I would do this. I didn't. Here's what I'll do instead. This is called self-compassionate accountability. Research by Kristen Neff shows that people who treat themselves with compassion after failure are more likely to try again, not less. Shame closes the loop. Compassion reopens it. You are not punishing yourself into action. You are rebuilding a relationship with someone you need to trust. Here is the mental model that holds all of this together. Think of your life as an ongoing conversation between who you are right now and who you are becoming. Every action or inaction sends a message in that conversation. Procrastination says, I don't believe in you. I don't think you'll follow through, so I'm staying here. But one small kept promise says something different. It says, I see you. I'm investing in you. You're real enough to work for. That's all it takes to begin rebuilding the bridge. Not one dramatic transformation. One small, honest message sent across time. You were never lazy. You were a present self who stopped trusting a future self who kept disappearing. That makes sense. It's rational, even. But the future self you've been doubting, they're still there, waiting. Not with judgment, with patience. You don't have to believe in the whole journey. You just have to believe in the next step enough to take it, and then the one after. Not because you're motivated, not because you finally feel ready, but because trust is built in exactly this way, quietly, in small rooms, one kept promise at a time. Begin.